Hey guys, welcome to Player Profiler's Fantasy Forecast. I'm your host, Stacy Perez, and today I want to talk to you about a few undrafted free agents that have kind of flown under the radar, guys that might be deep stashes in our really deep leagues, definitely in our dynasty squads. So first up is going to be Raheim Sanders, running back for the LA Chargers. Look, did I forget about Najee Harris? Did I forget about Amari and Hampton? No. Okay. And if anything, we know that the LA Chargers and head coach Jim Harbaugh, they love to run the ball. So by this move, by adding Raheim Sanders, they have gone in and they've added more depth in their running back room. And, I don't know if you guys knew this, but his nickname is Rocket Sanders. So if that tells you a little bit about the kind of play that he brings to the table, it's pretty big bruising back, just like Najee, just like Hampton. He's 6 foot, 230 pounds. When he finished his collegiate career, 3 years at Arkansas, 1 year at South Carolina, he had over 3,000 rushing yards and an incredible ability to force missed tackles. He was also a two-time SEC All-Star. Look, with Najee on a 1 year deal, Sanders is just a really, really smart stash in your dynasty leagues. So he's one to take a look at. Now, the next three guys that I've got for you are all from the wide receiver position. First up is going to be Xavier Restrepo, Tennessee Titans. You're going to know him from Miami, right? He was there alongside quarterback Cam Ward, Cam Ward's favorite target there down in South Florida. Restrepo finished his collegiate career as Miami's all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, and in touchdowns. His college productivity has been mentioned almost ad nauseum by head coach Brian Callahan. There was an article written from Jim Wyatt on TennesseeTitans.com that mentioned it as well. And last week, he was participating in Titans rookie minicamp. He was described as being a really explosive, crisp route runner. Just really impressed the guys there in Tennessee. Rumors are that, his less than ideal 40 time is really what caused him to fall out of the draft and end up being an undrafted free agent. But, he has a huge advocate there in Cam Ward, who is definitely campaigning for the Titans to sign him. Look, is the Tennessee Titans wide receiver room really one to write home about? No. They did add somebody in the draft. They added two wide receivers through the draft. They also added vets like Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, James Prochet. Not really names that you're going to go get excited about, unfortunately. But that's always good news for Restrepo, right? That gives him that extra edge that I think he's going to need to get onto this roster and make the team come August and September. The fact that he's got a great connection with Cam Ward should definitely help him in the long run. For me, he's a lock in our really, really deep leagues and definitely, again, in your dynasty squads. So you want to take a look, Xavier Restrepo, another one for you. So we're going to move on down actually to Miami, right? Not the Hurricanes, but the Dolphins. We're going to be looking at wide receiver Andrew Armstrong out of Arkansas. Or is there enough alliteration with his name? I don't know. But listen, the Dolphins didn't add a lot to their wide receiver room through the draft. They signed several guys as undrafted free agents, including Andrew Armstrong. There are 5 to be exact. The only free agent signing that they made during the offseason so far has been Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, waiver wire darling from last year, if you guys remember his streak of having a touchdown for like 8 weeks in a row. Listen, Armstrong's 2024 collegiate season ended with him being the number one receiver in SEC in both catches and in yards. He is a big guy. He's 6'4", 200 plus pounds. He is really bringing that size to a much smaller wide receiver room there for the Dolphins. No surprise, he posted a 62% contested catch rate last year in college. It's one of my favorite stats of all time that shows that your quarterback can trust you to go up, get the ball, bring it down in those contested situations. If he makes the final cut, he should be another great stash for your dynasty leagues, especially since Tyreek Hill has been very vocal about retiring after this season. Now, last but not least, we are going to New York. For the Jets in particular, we're going to be talking about Jamaal Pritchett out of South Alabama. He is a very speedy wide receiver. Twitter was calling him the best wide receiver in the Sun Belt Conference. He ran a 4.41 at his pro day. Primarily used in the slot last season, he's got great hands evidenced by his 76.5 reception percentage. That tied him for 13th overall in his draft class. It looks pretty bleak there in New York after you get past Garrett Wilson, right? I mean, they signed Josh Palmer, still have thinking about Aaron Rodgers there, still have Allen Lazard on the roster. I guess that is until Aaron Rodgers probably signs somewhere else and takes him with him. But they've got numerous undrafted free agents, including Arian Smith, in their fourth round draft, class. They also had Malachi Corley, from last year's draft, who I was one of the biggest advocates of. Unfortunately, he didn't really impress during the time that he was on the field. But, the Jets need all the help they can get with their offense, right? Pritchett should help shore up that wide receiver room that's really lacking in depth right now. Guys, that is going to do it here for us today on Fantasy Forecast. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please make sure to give us a like, a subscribe, a follow so that you can keep up with all the incredible information and content here at Player Profiler. Before I go, I want to talk about one thing real quick for you guys. If you haven't heard about it already, it's the Fast Draft app. I've been doing a ton of best ball drafts on the Fast Draft app. It's really quick, it's fun, it takes the grind out of fantasy football. Fast Draft is giving away over $250,000 in prizes this year with their all rookie tournaments, all flex tournaments, all defense tournaments, if you're into that too. The drafts are 20 seconds per pick. They wrap up in about 5 minutes flat. If you sign up with my code Stacy, STACY, spelled the right way, Fast Draft is going to double your first deposit up to $50. That's right. Make sure to use my code Stacy, STACY. Double your first deposit, get on the app, rip a fantasy draft while you're waiting in the car line to pick up your kid, while you're at the post office line, wherever you may be. It's going to take you 5 minutes. It's going to be the best fun you had. So, guys, we're going to catch you next time here on Fantasy Forecast. Until then, see you later.